Have you heard the term? It is more blessed to give than to receive. And I know most of us love this term, but guess what? Helping without a plan can actually affect your relationship very much. These are the best advice that I've actually had over the years. And yes, I have gotten so many money advice, so many financial advice, but these actually stood out to me and they have saved me so much stress, so much headaches, and they've preserved relationships. And guess what? All the relationships that did not work because of money, I know they were not meant to be. So let's dive into the list of money advice that I received over the years that I also like to share with you. I know some of them are common, some of you know them, but I still want to share them, and I know it would help someone. Number one, only give what you can afford to lose. I'll give you a backstory. So I had a friend who just kept asking me for money, and yet first one was not paid, second was not paid, and third time around, I mean, I knew they were in a very, very tight spot, but it wasn't like I was rich either. Then friend B said to me, listen, they have asked me for money as well, but this is my mantra. I will only give what I can afford to lose. Because guess what? You have to assess that, are they able to pay? They're in a tight spot. Are they able to pay you back? So give what you can give as a gift. If they're able to pay you back, you know what? You all move on. If they're not able to pay you back, it was a gift. So no hard feelings, your friendship is still preserved. You just move on. And that's one of the best advice till date. So when someone asks me for money, I can just tell them, okay, you know what? This is what I can afford to give. If they ask me, for example, for £100, and I know that I can afford to lose £50 if they can pay back. Or sometimes I can just say, you know what, I don't have £100, but here is £50, just take it. Don't even worry about paying me back. And then you release the person of the burden of having to pay you, or, feeling like, well, I've not paid this person. And then we move on. Number two, assess whether they can actually pay you. And this is tied to the very first one. This is very, very important. I know when people come, they're very emotional. And guess what? When someone is desperate, they would say anything, they would do anything to get your help. How many times have we heard stories where you have actually helped someone, and then when you go asking for your money back, they make you feel like, why are you asking for the money back? They actually make you feel bad for asking for your money back. And then where you have, people have accommodated someone that was homeless or just in need or in a very, tight spot, and now it's very, very difficult for them to get them out. So just because someone is desperate doesn't necessarily mean that I don't want to say that they're nice people, but yeah, desperate people would do anything. Number three, don't use your stability to rescue somebody else. So when I say that, don't use your stability to, you have money to get yourself to a certain point, and it's not because you are rich, it's not because you have loads, but you are just about managing, and somebody else needs help and they have come to you. You don't want to get into debt helping somebody else, because I can tell you that, yes, there's another story as well, not personally by me, someone took a credit card on behalf of another person, or and guess what? Did the money get paid? No, it never got paid. And now she had to be the one to pay off that credit card, and it's not very pleasant. So yep, because if they don't have the credit to do it, that means if a bank would not give them the money, then who are you to actually give them the money? And this is also ties down to assess whether they can pay you and assess the situation. Right, separate your emotions from their financial decisions. Yes, and this is probably one of the very common term is black tax. For those of us immigrants, I mean, black tax is when you're sending money back home, be it family or friends, or so, it could be anyone. But they come up with these sob stories and desperate and urgent problems that needs to be solved, and then you are the one that they keep coming to. So you have to separate the emotions, and this one has happened to me personally. And like I said, they pull out your heartstrings. Number this is number 5. It is okay to say no without always explaining your financial position. I mean, it's like back at home, you have to tell someone, oh, I live in the UK, I need to pay rent. Yes, I might be paid this amount of money, but this amount goes into my rent, this amount goes into my bills, and listen, they would never understand, or they would not even care. As far as they are concerned, they are a more desperate need than yours. Some way, somehow, you can come up with the money. whatever you say would make no sense to them. So don't even try. Don't try to explain yourself. You don't owe it to them to explain your financial position to them, you know. And your financial journey as well deserves the respect. You are trying to make a living, and you don't always have to destabilize yourself. I know there are times that, yes, maybe in sickness or in very urgent situations, you might probably just go over and beyond, but just be very careful. You owe it to your future self to make sure that you're financially stable, because guess what? If you are not financially stable and you try to help someone, guess what? Both of you would fall. And when you fall, how is that person going to help you? They'll move on to the next person. They will dump you and they'll move on to the next person. So you are allowed to be kind, but be financially wise. You are allowed to help without hurting yourself. So for me, these are some of the best money advice that I've had over the years. And I hope this will also help someone in the future. Thank you very much for sticking by, and see you in the next video.